Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So I wanted to give you just a few quick updates. So you may have heard that the city's comprehensive planning exercise is well underway. Cities do comprehensive plans or master plans every 10 years or so. The last one for us was in 2010, and so we're due to start in on that process again, and we have. We've hired a consultant, as cities do, to facilitate the process, and our planning staff and many other city departments are involved, along with lots of folks across the city. And so we've had some public sessions that have been very well attended. I would love to see more people go to those sessions as time goes on. The purpose of the master planning process is for the city all together, not just city government, but everybody together, to articulate what kind of city they'd like to have in the long run. What kind of work, what kind of built environment do we want? The buildings, and the roads, and everything, parks, and all that. What do we want to see in the way of with our schools? What do we want to see in the way of economic development and so forth? What's important to you? So it's really an opportunity to set a course together so that we can all be on the same page. And the cities that do this kind of stuff well are cities that in the long run succeed. So just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, encourage everybody to stay tuned for updates on the plan and opportunities to be heard. The couple of other things, so the Ward 3 race is coming up. That's just a couple of weeks out, so if you live in Ward 3, we want to make sure that everybody gets out there and votes. It's a very important election to fill the vacant ward councilor seat. In addition, I just want to talk to you briefly about a great exhibit across the street here at the main branch of the public library, which is an Afghan, it's part of the Afghan women's art project, and it displays traditional Afghan fashion and embroidery. And so you might say, well, what's that doing there? Well, it's the work of the city's new Afghan community. As you know, we've welcomed in some 5 families, some roughly 20 Afghan refugees or parolees. These are our allies, and many of them worked with the United States Army over in Afghanistan to make things safer there and to protect our troops. And so we have thrown out the red carpet for them after the fall of Afghanistan, after the Taliban took over. Of course, there were lots of folks who fled the country, and New Bedford threw open its doors to them. And so they're here, and they're already contributing, and so we're so proud that they're here and already making a difference. The last thing I just want to say is that you may want to just check out, if you get a chance, the work being done over at the Whales Tooth lot, right by the Career Center, the former unemployment office. Some people might remember it, off of Acushnet Avenue. It's the South Coast Rail project is underway, and lots of people have said over the years, well, is it really going to happen, and so forth. There's a lot of construction activity happening now. So I pointed out because it's evidence that the project is actually moving forward. The platform for the train passengers is starting to get built. The pedestrian bridge over across JFK and Route 18 is starting to get built. So there's a ton of activity going on, and the service is slated to begin at the end of this year. So we look forward to that. New Bedford is at a point where we're not close to Boston, so it's not a 5-day commute except for very few people, but it is going to be a nice addition to the city, because if you want to go up there a couple of days a week or so, it's a much easier ride than sitting in traffic. And so in that way, it is going to be a nice addition to the city. So with all that, that's the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll see you next week.